Hey everybody, I want to give you guys a chance to enjoy along with me my sweet little journal. This one is um, inside of an Altoids can, but as you can tell I got a little carried away and it's a little too voluminous. But anyway, it was a lot of fun to make. I'll show you the outside first, so let's close that. And when it's closed, this pull tab allows you to open it. And here's the top. So let me get that in frame. So I've got a multi-layer butterfly, and she has little, that's actually just a couple pieces of string off of a coffee dyed piece of fabric. I've got a picture of a schooner and the word abide. And this is a sweet little, it's some kind of plastic, but I put it there and then I just dyed it. And the top of the lid has been embossed 3 times. There's several layers of lace and other pretties. Let's see if I can get better lighting. Yeah. And so I don't know if you can see the embossing. And then I went over it with treasure gold paint just to give it that pretty tarnished look, and a little button. I really like my little butterfly there. It's just a pretty little element, I think. And the underneath, I did go over it with a patina paint, and then these are just little plastic beads. Oh, it still has some glue strings. Those things drive me crazy. Anyway, so there's the top. I covered it in a piece of paper with words on it before I did all of the embossing. So the inside is just as pretty. I have this pretty little butterfly, and she has copper antenna. This I'll show you in a minute, and there's a belly band just to hold a few papers in place. And I'll take these out so you can see the very bottom. Just a piece of paper, and I did rust the box with some I call it rusting potion. It's equal parts vinegar, alcohol, peroxide, and some bleach. Yeah, it's quite a little toxic combination, but it rusts metal pretty well, as you can see. And I did paint it with a patina. Anyway, so my book consists of several things. Here's one little trifold pocket. And this is just a pretty little paper clip I'd found, and I put a charm on it. And I tied a little piece of fabric. And then my little booklet opens up. Here's a neat little bookmark with a vintage stamp. It's not really a stamp, of course, just something I printed off with a pretty little picture inside. Yep. So that goes in here, and that just snugly rests inside of here. And these I will get to in a minute. Ooh, I'm gonna set that aside. Okay, so here's the book, and because you have to see this part before you can see the other parts. So I'll untie my pretty pink, what is that? Yep, you know what it is. I can't think of the name of it. The front of my book, I put these several layers. There's a doily under here that I darkened with some distressing ink. There's a piece of lace. There's a strip of paper, little word love, and the whole thing is a piece of just cardstock. So I embossed the front after I put all these layers. The butterfly I put on very last, but these are all embossed several times along with the back. And this is up on a little piece of padding so that it sits just off the page with a tiny little ticket. And like I said, this is all just a printed cardstock that I got offline, probably Etsy, who knows. So my first page, you open it up, it's got some pretty little pearls and just a sweet little page. This one has a little tuck in it so you can hide away letters. And my story that goes with this book is it's the diary of a woman who was waiting on her love to come back from sea. He was a sailor back in the 1800s, and to the best of her knowledge, his ship went down and he was lost at sea and he never returned. So she keeps her journal close at hand in her little box, hidden away, so that she can just remember back on the days when they were together and the visits they had. And each piece of fabric is a piece of a garment that she wore when they were together. So that's a piece of her dress when he came to visit. Here's a sweet little tuck of a bookmark just on that page. And this is just 2 pieces of paper tucked behind this little rusted paper clip that I rusted and then turned up the edges because I just think that's a pretty little touch. And I stamped that page right there. This is a secret spot for her to hide her letters, her love letters from him, I'm sure. Right behind there, and I just used a brad for that. Here's one of the songs that he used to like to sing to her, tucked away in this sweet little pocket. It's a layered pocket. Y'all don't mind the kids, they're all fine, they're just having a good time. Here's a sweet little tuck of fabric from one of her dresses that were his favorite. Here's a bookmark, and I stamped it with one of my word stamps. Right here, as you can tell, it's well loved. I believe it's a verse or something. And then I embossed it so that it was, it gave that little bit of sheen, you know, and another place to write. Put that in this pocket. And I was gonna add a pretty, something hanging from this little brad that eyelet that I put in there, but my book's so fluffy now it won't hardly fit in there, so that's out. Here's an extra space behind this belly band to write. And on our last page, we have a place to journal, but then in this little pocket, there's a secret little love note that he wrote her, and he left it right in there for her. Isn't that lovely? And it just hides right in there. Oh, and I put a little flower on the back. It goes right there. Okay, so after we get it all wrapped back up, I'll put it over there. When she heard he was lost at sea, she just treasured all the things that he gave her and left behind. Like this, I made a handmade compass so that hopefully he'll find his way home to her. And then that tucks in, of course, behind this little belly band, but right under it is a map that he left her so she could follow along with his travels and stay close to him at heart. Well, of course, after his ship went down, she saved his last letter to her, and she treasures it, wrapped it in black for her mourning. She put a cross on it so that if he is somewhere, that he'll be watched over. It's got a ship's wheel, and I just melted that down with some sealing wax. Open up his last letter to her, and it's his picture. So she can look at it every day and be reminded of the love that is secretly shared between them. Anyway, that's my sweet little journal for the day. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it, and I'm going to make so many more because, well, I just can't help myself. I hope you have all a good night, and I wish you all the best. Take care. I hope you enjoyed it.